Hello to everyone, my name is Elwin Waman and today I will present QICHWABASE, when Quechua meets Wikibase. The outline of my presentation will start with the introduction where I will state my motivation and the problem that I want to solve. Then I will present the approach how are we tackling this problem. Then in the third I will show the results, basically the QICHWABASE and its feasibility into the community and also technologically wise. And finally, I will present some use cases where the QICHWABASE can be used. Well, starting with the introduction, why we are doing this, basically. And the point is that the knowledge in general in our lives can be studied from different points of view, and also when it's well spread can produce positive or negative results, which will affect basically the development of nations. And the two pictures at the bottom can show two examples of how the knowledge is spread. In the left side you can see the Quechua community trying to preserve the mountains with snow because we consider them as gods or guardians in some cases. In the middle image you can see a mountain that was basically consumed because it was considered a means of resource, like a mine of gold or other kind of mineral. So which knowledge is well spread? Basically, if you see a mountain you can see a resource or you can see a guardian. So this kind of knowledge is well spread in the world. Which one of those is well spread in your nation or in your country? Then why we are doing this? Because the Quechua language is an endangered language and however it still has 10 million speakers around the world. These speakers are mainly concentrated in the 6 countries in South America. However, there are only few resources available for the Quechua community and they are not present as linguists that linked open data because there is no consensus between the different Quechua languages in South America or in the world. So in the map in the right side you can see the distribution of the Quechua communities in South America. So what is the problem? The problem is that the new generation of Quechua families are not speaking Quechua anymore. So basically my generation is probably one of the last generations that can speak and understand Quechua. And technologically speaking, the technologies are not developed for Quechua communities. Basically everybody in the world assumes that in South America we speak Spanish, and which is enough for us. But this is not true. We, in our identity or in our heritage, cultural heritage, we speak Quechua, and everybody should know that we first speak a native language, which is Quechua, Aymara, Shipibo, or one of the 48 languages in Peru, for example. Then how we are trying to solve this? So basically we are trying to propose an approach that contains of 4 steps. The first one is the identification of adequate sources. For example, when we talk about data, we are collecting corpuses, dictionaries, bilingual text, and everything that can be preserved. Then where we collect this, we have to choose a database or a knowledge base where we can store this. So basically we were thinking at the first thought Wikibase, Wikidata, etc., or Wikipedia, but we wanted something that can be can make use of the semantic technologies, because this is very useful if you want to develop like personal assistants or go a little bit further and not only storing the data but making use of them. And also we want something that it's community driven, because we don't want to store the knowledge and protect them and secure them, and we want the knowledge built by the community and exploited by the community. and we want something that is open source as well. So that's why we use the Wikibase. In the second step, we are processing and setting up the knowledge base. So in the database, we set up the QICHWABASE and programming a bot to ingest the data. Regarding the data, we have to first identify the source. We identify the source and then we normalize the data, we clean the data and we refine it. Basically, we have the QICHWABASE set it up and a bot that can ingest the data and also can clean the data and refine the data. Then we model and populate the model we described. Basically, we describe, for example, lexical entries, lexical forms, and so on. But also, it can be integrated knowledge like biographies, persons, locations, places, and so on. And then we populate them. So ingesting leximas, for that we develop basically we use the Wikibase integrator, where is a Python bot to integrate or ingest data into the QICHWABASE. So you can see in the image in the bottom the ingesting of the 3rd of June, and also some command lines on the right side at the top. Then on the exploitation, it's very simple afterwards, because you can access the QICHWABASE through the link quechua.wikibase.cloud, and you can make Sparkle queries, and also you can exploit in different use cases like language learner resources, dialogue system, or NLP tasks. So some of the results is the QICHWABASE, and you can access QICHWABASE through your desktop or mobile through the link quechua.wikibase.cloud. And currently there are around 25,000 items ingested into the QICHWABASE, which so far contains linguistic data like a substantive, verb, transitive verbs, adjective, and so on. But it's proposed to ingest also data of like biographies, places, restaurants of the Quechua towns in Peru. So, for example, here there is some queries that can show lexims that have multilingual sense descriptions. For example, we have a lexim here, lexim 106, where the lemma is Ashka, which also have sense glosses in different languages, like German, Spanish, English, and so on. There is an example of how this lemma is used in the context in some phrases, and also where this example has been found. Basically, for that we develop a bot and we ingest the data according to that. Then regarding the feasibility of the QICHWABASE, we talk with the community, but regarding the technological side, we basically exploit the features of Wikibase. So they provide means to model the schema, to also populate the schemas, and also the Wikibase integrates can integrate the OpenRefine to clean or interlink the data. And in the social and organizational wise, we talk with the Quechua community, and we thought that they can build a collaborative mentality that where Quechua speakers and users are better off if they participate and contribute, because if we have knowledge base in the Quechua language, we can exploit them as so if it's correct, we can also get correct results. So this is very good for the community, because we can work together on this. Some use cases that I can mention that can make use of the QICHWABASE are, for example, Google can index the QICHWABASE and present in the results some Quechua pages or Quechua results, some questions. And also there are some I propose that once it's indexed, it can also be used by search engines, like providing knowledge panels with content that is summarized, like in this case Peru in the right side, a simple info box that contains important information about places in this case. Then also QICHWABASE can be used to develop personal assistants, and there's an example in the YouTube video here that you can access through the link in my presentation. Also, there are some chatbots that can be developed in Quechua if you fit this chatbot with a Quechua language knowledge graph or knowledge base. So for validating this QICHWABASE, we also talk with the community, and for that we organized several events. And I traveled to Peru, and I organized several workshops with the students, teachers, and the community. And they thought that at the first view that the QICHWABASE is perfect for them. However, they need technical skills for using them. So basically, they can provide some insights regarding the, for example, recording the voices for the lemmas or for the items that is contained in the QICHWABASE, also on validating the correctness of the examples on the QICHWABASE, and also they wanted to populate the QICHWABASE by providing, for example, description of places, of stores, of paths or hiking trips and so on. So they want to do this, and they think that the QICHWABASE is a perfect place for doing it, because it's something that we are developing together, and they feel like you are doing together in this path. And of course, the final result can be integrated into the several Wikimedia projects like Wikipedia, Wikimedia Commons, and so on. So this is a collaborative part, but a first step that we want to do in the Quechua community is to build this and prove that it's good enough. And of course, once we have the community, we can keep on collaborating with Wikipedia and the Wikimedia Commons and so on, or the Wikimedia projects. Then also I want to thank to all the collaborators that made this talk possible, and also this event. And yes, I want to say and finalize saying that the Quechua communities are alive. We are in the mountains in the Andes of Peru, but also we are around the world. Thanks for your attention.